me and the other. I don't know about the others, but
Excuse
what
me
he
a
taught.
second. The 24th of June, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos. Sorry.
That's okay. What the rabbi taught me was very meaningful to help me get involved in observant Judaism.
No, especially especially at an age, you're talking about teenagers and stuff, and younger, they can be distracted with so many false and silly, foolish things in the world. And if they encounter the wisdom of Torah when they're at a ripe age to accept it and fulfill it, that'll change their lives.
Mm,
Make a big change in their life for sure.
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's unfortunate that not enough people take the initiative to see the benefits of what Torah can do for them.
Uh-huh. Right. Right.
Okay, so that's the first pasuk. Then we have another pasuk um in the third chapter.
Yes, it's chet.
Yes, it's right.
Okay. So it says, refuut, no, refut, tehiyeh l'sharecha, shikvu, I guess, shikvu voy liatzmotecha. Okay, so what its healing is for, I'm not sure what l'sharecha is.
I think it's that this is a reference to um the
Is that like your
uh
midsection or your
yeah,
belly?
they say that's the like the navel where the person's that's the source of where he began his existence, his physical existence.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So its healing is for the navel. Oh, okay. Very good. And what's she koi? Something for your bones. Must be the
She put like it's like he brings um uh the the middle part of the bone is the marrow. It's like
oh,
it
and so the marrow.
right. Rashi says the moach is the marrow of the bones, right?
Oh, so it's very yes, continues with this concept of the wisdom of Torah helps bring life into perspective.
Right. So
These
and
are
it's
other
actually
aspects of it. Yeah.
here it's actually speaking very specifically to the physical aspects of life, to the actual physical um body, and how the Torah has an influence on that.
I think that's true because one who is content, if Torah makes someone, if it's pleasant for someone, makes him content, um, it makes his physical self content too. One who's angry, his body probably isn't in the best shape if he's
Yeah,
always
this
angry.
yeah, the body's always under stress, and it's very hard for the body to function properly if it's under stress because of doubts or because of anger, frustrations, all the other things that people can get themselves overworked about.
right.
uh, so I mentioned several times, one of my charusas is a physician. He's now retired, but he used to have a practice here in Jerusalem. And so he told me once that a university here in Israel decided they wanted to find out where in Israel was the place that had lived the longest, where they have the most longevity, what place here in Israel that they have. So I thought maybe Herzliya, people always involved with sports over there, maybe in Arad, there's a clear environment, the atmosphere is very clear, very not exposed to harmful poisons in the air. But they eventually discovered that the longest longevity was in Bnei Brak. Bnei Brak was the municipality that had the longest longevity. So
Wow.
that surprised them. That surprised them. So because they didn't know Mishlei, they knew Mishlei could have saved a lot of money and spent the money on something more worthwhile than research grants.
I remember that that was a couple of years ago. Oh no, more than a
Yeah.
couple of years, maybe 4 or 5
Yeah, yeah.
years.
So you heard about it also, yes?
I heard about it. Yes, I read about it.
Right. That's right. And so they once they were surprised, and so they were trying to figure out why. So of course, if they knew Mishlei, they'd have a real true easy answer. But they came to the conclusion was that the Torah lifestyle is a lifestyle of contentment and fulfillment and satisfaction, which adds a lot to a person's lifespan. That the religious Jews who are always involved with doing things with positive purposes. We're getting ready for Shabbos, we're getting ready for Pesach, right? We're getting ready for Shavuos, we're counting all the days to Shavuos. And then when finally Shavuos comes, when Shabbos comes, we celebrate. So that is a very, very positive way of life. And that's what they determined. That's what their conclusion is based on. Yeah.
So it wasn't a Coca-Cola factory after all.
Actually, through my experience, my grandfather remarried a person, my step-grandmother, and she was always helping people, baking for people. She was a seamstress, so in her house she would help people, with their clothing, sew them up, whatever needed to be done. And my step-grandmother lived to 1 month short of the age of 102.
Well, there you go.
So it sort of shows you
Yeah,
what this is saying. Yeah.
it does have an effect, helping people during mitzvahs has a definite effect on the person and has an effect on the group as well. Good. Okay, so that's the second pasuk. So now the third pasuk is in the
It's the third chapter.
also in the third. This is something we say this every day. Well, not every day. We say this praise the Torah when we say with the Hagba. It's Chaim.
It's pasuk 18.
Mhm.
Oh, and what chapter?
3.
Also in the third chapter.
I can't find it. I've got them, but it doesn't match up.
3:18. You can always go to your Siddur.
Yeah, I know, but the other ones didn't match up. So 3:18.
Yeah.
Pasuk
Well,
18.
this sheet just mentions the chapter. It doesn't really mention the pasuk. That it's
So it's pasuk 18, number 3.
yes, which says, "Eitz Chaim he l'machazikim ba v'tomchecha meushar." So it's a tree of life to those who, I guess, hold on to it, grasp it. And those who come close to it, I guess, are Mouchard is usually happy, isn't it?
Well, here it's talking about the Ma'ushar, and that's a good وتومخها yeah. This is where we had this before. Those who, right, uh, something which is mu'ushar, it's something which is enriched. Something like mushar, it's like it's
Oh.
enriched. It's satisfied, or it's satisfying.
Oh, okay. So those who get close to it are
Some
satisfied.
meant. What does,
You said did you say we had difficulty getting your voice over here? What did you say?
what does some mean?
Again, Eitz Chaim Hilamach Zikin Ba, Somchecha Meusha, and like those from the ones that are supporting it. It's the ones who are reinforcing and supporting that of Torah. When those who support Torah, they have satisfaction. Right? Wasomcheha ma'ushar. And those who support the Torah, they have satisfaction. Right? Um, okay. Um, fine. So this is now the first two. Let's just think for a moment. The first two psukim, the first two verses talked about basically basar, right? Talked about the basar, the actual flesh of a person. It's going to be enlivening the person. It's going to give refuahs to the person.
Right.
Now this third pasuk is changing the perspective a bit. It's talking about that it's an Eitz Chaim he l'machzikin ba l'somchecha mu'ushar. It's a tree of life for those who grasp it, who hold tight to it, and then those who support it also. Eitz Chaim. It's both things. Eitz Chaim is one thing which is applying to two types: those who are machzik Torah and those who are soimchei Torah. Right.
Hmm.
One second. Rabbi Mosif, almost. Right. So the Metzudas David, Metzudas David says on this pasuk, Eitz Chaim hi l'machzikin bo. It's a tree of life for those who support it. Like the Eben Ezer says, it's a tree that's living, which gives fruits. right? So it's constant and it lasts a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Trees in general, they last a long time. Trees don't usually pass from the seam too often in short spans. Usually they last a long time. So it's also it's chaim for the people who are supporting the Torah and war.
The Pasuk says that the first part is those who grasp the Torah is a tree of life. The part says its supporters are praiseworthy. So you get more apparently a bigger source if you grasp the tree, if you take in Torah, than if you merely support it, give tzedakah to it, for example. For which you're praiseworthy.
Where's the praiseworthy? Where do you get the expression praiseworthy?
I've got here it's a tree of life for those who grasp it,
Right.
grasp it, and its supporters are praiseworthy.
Mush, they're saying Mush is praiseworthy. Uh-huh.
Oh, huh.
That's not what you've got. What have you got?
Maybe that's like Ashrei.
Well, Musha Ash, Musha Ash,
I haven't got my siddur here, but I think that's also what's in the siddur. I think. Maybe it depends on which siddur. All right.
Sure. So, well, we saw that was a one when we learned Ashrei. We saw that there was an explanation of Ashrei, meaning that of being content, satisfied. That was also part of the word satisfied. We fortunate is usually praiseworthy, fortunate Ashrei, ish, but they're also satisfied, having a certain sense of satisfaction is also part of the Ashrei.
But in any event, is that true? That where I said, despite the translation, that you get more by grasping Torah, by bringing Torah into your life and following Torah and all that, than if you merely support Torah by sort of helping out its for those who are learning and helping with their building and with their life by giving tzedakah.
Right. So there's
It's not equal.
in that explanation, is there a hierarchy in between the two? There are those who are machzikin bar, and there are those who are somchecha. They make a distinction between the two.
In English, there's a comma and it's two phrases. And
Excuse me.
yeah. Anyway, whatever.
No, there seem to be two different consequences. One, lamak seeking bar is eitz chaim. With some checha, right?
Yeah. Could be two completely different sentences, two completely different thoughts, but it's combined with an and, both here and in the Hebrew, I think, which means that they are related to each other. They're dependent on each other. they're not completely different thoughts. If they were, the first one could be in one part of the Mishle, and the second one could be in another chapter of the Mishle. They needn't be together, but they are.
Right, but they're definitely two different consequences, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway. That's
It's also two different actions too. Because one who draws near to it is not holding on to it yet. So it's
Right.
saying that he's fortunate, and then the person who actually holds on to it or grasps it is the one, I guess it's a tree of life for.
Right. Very good.
Yeah. Didn't think of that.
Okay. Yes, let's see the next pasuk. That's in the first chapter.
Yes, it's first chapter, Pasuk 9.
Thank you.
Or I think it's 9. It looks like it. It says, Ki liviat chen heim l'roshecha v'anakim l'gar gerotecha. Okay, so that says, oh, that's very interesting. Forget which sefer begins like that. Okay, anyway. My eye slipped up one pasuk, and the Shema B'nai Musar was a part of a philosophic work, but I forget by who. Anyway, let's go back to this. So it says Ki Leviat Chen. So what? When one Leviat is like escort, charm, or grace. L'roshecha, this is for your head. The anakim l'gar gerotecha. So this anakim, I thought those were giants, but I guess not. Must be spelled differently. Anakim. I know Gargulotecha is a skull because that's in Pierke Avot.
Right.
Although here it can't be skull.
He is, I think, has sin, maybe since in this case. He, Livius, him. Hey.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Since they are a ornament of grace for you.
Mm-hmm.
Roshetta for your head.
And here it is for they are an adornment of grace for your head and a chain for your neck.
Oh, a chain for your neck. I have a comment from Rashi on Ligar Gerotecha. He says, it says here in English, since the trachea is composed of many rings, it refers to the neck in the plural form.
Uh-huh.
That's
Very
interesting.
good.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Wow.
Okay, that's good. And now here, this pasuk is moving away from, again, when we started the first two psukim was a reference to the benefits that the Torah gives to a person's flesh, his actual flesh, his bones, Right? Then the previous pasuk, Eitz Chaim Hi Machzikin Ba, Zom Chera Ushar, that was like peripheral. That's like dealing with his sustenance, his his life in general. Now, this is something which is these things are like extras, right? Ornaments, right? Jewelry. These are things which are not necessities.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless, you see that in the Torah is providing these things to a chain, right? The fact that a person has chain or doesn't have chain, that could be make that makes a very big difference.
Well, the difference it makes is how it affects the people you come in contact with.
Right. That's like a person's success in life, right?
Yeah, sure.
Esther, the pasuk in in the Megillah, Esther had chain that gave her the success that Hashem wanted her to have, so that she could fulfill her mission.
Right.
No. Here's a, just think about it, like, competing for the king's eye, all the women in the country, and like, figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
And how's this supposed to win that one? So Hashem gave her that chain that gave her the success that was needed for Hashem to allow her to do our mission.
True. Very true.
But this is like an extra added thing, meaning a lot of people maybe, having life, but there's not necessarily always the success that they want or Hashem wants for them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the missing ingredient is that chain.
Uh-huh.
Um, take a look here. That's why these things are called ornaments, decorations, jewelry, accessories. Those are the things which draw a person to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the very person themselves, but what draws a person is like all those extra accessories.
Uh-huh.
A lot of money, a lot of money is spent on cosmetics and jewelry, right?
Right.
Be a good reason for it. People are trying to get that chain, get that perspective of favor in other people's eyes. So they're willing to pay money to do things that achieve that purpose. And so here, We're told a secret. You don't need all those things. You have Torah. You don't need all those things. And that was the very case with Esther. If you remember the Megillah, she refused all the different cosmetics and all the different beauty parlors that they were setting up for her. Didn't need it. Didn't want it. One of the explanations is that she had that already through Torah. When you have those things through Torah, you don't need the artificial stuff. All the pizzazz, as they say. Okay.
If
Yeah, but you have a comment there in your
Yeah, I do. And it says here, it says it's got a comment on the side here. Let God and your for this for the 7, 8, and 9, the group of 3 Pesukim says, let God and your parents be your adornment. I was going to say that if you're going to take out the pasuk just like that, let's say number 9, without anything else, as we've got up there, for they are an adornment of grace for your head and a chain for your neck. There's a couple of questions that we should ask. One of them would be, is it a good thing or a bad thing, this adornment, or is it what's it meant for, and what adornments are meant, and you would also probably, since this is in a sefer, you would ask what's it stand for? What's it what do we mean by an adornment? What's what is it? Sort of. Do we actually mean an actual adornment, or is it? Does it mean something else? And the chain. A chain usually is something that restricts you. Is it so here? If it's mentioned with adornment, maybe it's a chain that's a good chain, like jewelry, or maybe it is a chain. Literally, sort of like a restrictive thing. If so, what does it mean? But since we've got the Pesukim before that seemed to give the adornment as standing for Hashem, and the chain for your parent, that stands for your parents. That's what it seems like here. Let God and your parents be your adornment. Another angle.
right. That's a bit of a question. You're kind of. I didn't. It's this is a pasuk. This is following up. Shema b'nei Musa avicha v'al tishchach Torah simecha. So, yeah, I guess no. It's still speaking. It's still the Musa of your father and the Torah of your mother. They're still relevant to the benefits that a person gets from Torah, whether it's the Musa of his father or the Torah of his mother. But you see clearly the benefits being accrued. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Good.
Shema Na, it just dawned on me. That's the Garrett Ramban starts with that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. A very
Yeah.
powerful message he sends through that little book.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. It's worth reading that. I think it's recommended to read that once a week. Life change.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, not to forget the many different things is included there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew that pasuk from someplace.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so good. So let's stop here. We're in the I think this is the fifth pasuk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. Very
Okay.
good. Shkayach, everybody.
Okay, very good. I will take a break now. Start the Mr. Bush here shortly. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi Levitt. See you, the rest of you eventually. Thanks, Rabbi.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Mayor,
Yes.
Shkoyach.
Oh, Baruch Tiyeh. Thank you, Lou.